listening to Between Two Bridges, a business-to-business podcast. With your hosts, Anthony R. Destiny, Joe Ferrani, and Jerry Kenna. Interviewing entrepreneurs, business operators, and investors. This episode of Between Two Bridges is sponsored by Paymark Payroll. Payday is the most important day to your most important people, and payday is made easy at www.payyourpeople.com.
Alrighty, this is Between Two Bridges. We're here to wrap up April. I'm your co-host, Anthony R. Destiny. To my left,
Jerry Kenna.
And Joseph Ferranti.
So, had a few guests on. Obviously, I think we're, 6 months into this puppy? Something like that?
Yeah, I think this is our 24th episode.
Jeez.
Pretty wild.
Please.
Yeah.
24 nights out that our wives had to babysit.
We'll never get back. For free.
Yeah. Now accepting sponsors.
In the red.
Yeah. So what's up, Joey? What's going on?
Man, just April's been a good month to me.
Yeah.
Turned 40 the tail end of last month.
Oh, how's that feel?
Feels just as good as it did in our March wrap-up video.
Okay.
It's funny because I think I pulled muscles early into my 40s that I didn't know I had.
Yeah.
But so we're just kind of in the limbo process here with my business of like, I kind of come to a personal realization that I need to blow everything up every 7 years, it seems like, personally. Like, it's like, okay, you've done it. Now it's time to change some stuff. So we've been looking for a building. We were fortunate enough to close on a building.
Yeah. Where at?
It's in Harmer Township.
Okay.
Next to the Acmatonia Club, which I will be a member of soon. And they have an Icy Light sign facing my store, which is like...
It's meant to be.
It was meant to be, yeah. So
you've been in North Hills forever. What's the reason to move?
High rents. Retail spaces didn't come down whenever retail volume went down.
Oh,
so
all right.
Gumberg is a large corporation that doesn't have a bone in their body that cares about a small business owner.
Yeah.
So I could stay there and keep paying them, or I could make a move and put the money in my pocket someday.
All right. Cutting costs.
Yep. So it was a process. I mean, we started the process.
Yeah, it's not a 30-second TikTok, right? You gotta.
No, yeah. Everybody's motivated to sell.
Yeah.
And then you give them what they want, and then you take 4 months to
Oh my God, I forgot about that.
Yeah, we could talk about that.
Yeah.
So my first offer was a generous offer, but it wasn't their ask.
Okay.
And we wanted to go lower, but we wanted the opportunity to buy. So then they took the other offer because they could close faster. Well, it turns out the other offer couldn't close at all.
Right. Which happens. So then they came back to us and said, hey, we put your best offer forward. Yeah.
So they didn't tell us that they weren't going to close with the other people. They said it would kind of seem like we had an opportunity to put another offer in to beat that offer. So we were like, let's just give them full ask. And then we found out that they were unable to close.
Oh, so it actually, they maybe didn't beat your offer.
Yeah.
We don't know.
We will never know. That's the power of real estate.
Yeah,
sometimes
they may have flim-flammed you there, bud.
I might have got flim-flammed, and which is fine because at the end of the day, I got what I wanted. Yeah. They got what they wanted.
I think you still got the value there.
Yeah. We went through an appraisal process. We talked about with Pam about how those appraisals are kind of fucked.
Yeah.
I mean, she probably didn't put it that way. She's a very well-spoken professional.
Yeah.
I'm a yinzer.
Zillow's bullshit.
I drink Icy Light and press the farts out of sheets. So I probably am not as well spoken as she was. But I do believe that they just know, they work with the banks. They know that they need to
they don't want to cause problems for the banks. So they get their numbers close to the number that needs to be for the bank.
Yeah.
And so in this instance, there's actually 2 buildings involved. The larger building that is a brick and mortar building that has 2 HVAC systems and 2 bathrooms and is 3,500 square feet was $5,000 less than a building without a bathroom, 2,000 square feet smaller.
That was a steel building.
It's a steel built building in 1984 on a slab.
Yeah.
And did I mention there wasn't a bathroom? So
we need a plumber.
There's not too many 1,800 square foot buildings without a bathroom in Allegheny County that are going to sell for $200,000.
Yeah.
But hey, the appraisals know everything, just like the zoning boards know everything. And
yeah,
it's just one of those things. We won't.
But you got the number you needed for the bank to be happy. So
right. I didn't have to come out of pocket. We didn't have to renegotiate anything. And it's insured. I told Jerry it's insured for a lot more than the appraisal because the replacement cost is, and that's normal. Mm-hmm. One of the things I say like about Gumberg being a big company, you start to see these little things add up where they have to insure a $53 million facility. So that's why your rents are high.
Right.
So some of that cost is not because they're just putting it all in their coffers.
No.
So it's fun to look at all. I mean, that's why I like this show, is because we talk about different businesses with different revenue streams and volumes, and it's a struggle. You know, it's a real struggle because everybody thinks the guy that makes Icy Light's killing it, but his advertising budget last year probably was $18 million.
Yeah, maybe more. Yeah, you get to see things from different angles that we don't necessarily see from our business all the time. So yeah, I mean, there's as tenants, whether it's residential or commercial, you see that rent payment go out, and you're like, man,
they're paying.
I could buy something. My mortgage would be less than this, but you forget about the upkeep, the insurance, the taxes, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, and then factor in the current rates and economic climate. And yeah, I mean, real estate's not exactly an easy game right now.
Yeah, I mean, specifically with my building, I know that building on McKnight Road's been refinanced probably 2 times since I've been there because...
Oh, really?
Yeah, being a dry cleaner, when they refinance, whoever's buying the new note, they're very interested in what I have going on.
Oh, yeah.
Because I'm on the bottom floor and I'm ground level. We get a bad name because of perk, So, but I mean, we're eco-friendly and we're small peanuts compared to like big companies, but we're doing it right. I think I owe it to the people that are, I don't want to be too savvy, but like the people that come behind me, I don't want to leave a trashed environment.
Yeah.
But probably just worried about myself and my kids.
Yeah.
Everybody else will be fine. So that's what we got going on my end. And then we just come out of tax season, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, we did.
You're alive, bud.
I made it.
How much weight did you lose this year?
No new grays.
There's plenty in there.
That's our first ad sponsor, Just for Men.
Just for Men.
That's pretty good.
Get you through tax season.
Good.
Yeah. Yeah. It's been.
How many turns do you think you did over the past 4 months?
A lot. And I
thousands.
My office did. Yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah. We did a lot of returns.
Mm-hmm.
It was a good year for us.
Nice.
Revenue wise and number of return wise, it was I think a record breaking year. So it was good. Things for the most part, things ran pretty efficiently. There were some issues that were exposed, which I think in any sort of high-paced, high-stress environment that you'll have in any sort of business, you'll have those sort of things kind of be exposed. And then the key is to kind of document them and then don't waste any time in trying to figure out how to fix them, whether it's issues with software, personnel, just systems, processes, whatever it may be. You can't, you just got to learn and figure it out. So, it's, we've had the last couple of days to kind of reflect on, the things that worked, the wins that we had over the last couple of months and the the things we need to improve on. I'm already starting to research some changes that we're going to do as far as technology here, whether it's software changes, hardware changes, things like that, just so that one thing that I kind of strive to do in that isn't extremely common in this industry with my competition is trying to be like kind of on the edge as far as tech. I try to make it so that, like a couple of years ago, we set it up. Yeah, this might seem simple to a lot of businesses, but in an accounting firm, it's not super common. Being able to set up your own appointment online, go on the website, pick your preparer, set up an appointment online. You don't have to call to make an appointment. Last year, we started making it so that the client can upload their documents right online. This year, we actually took that one step further and created a client intake form so that they can fill out most of their pertinent information, and not private information, more name, address, phone numbers, any changes, any big questions that we had to ask, like residential energy credit questions, electric cars, changes in dependent status, changes in bank accounts, things that like we need to know. Did you move? Things that need to like pop out at us. We had a client intake form that when a client set up an appointment, they got it in their email and they got it right at the confirmation that they could fill that out and then upload their documents, which was nice for the client because then they could have, we had their stuff right away. They could not have an appointment. They didn't even need to have it at that point. We could just get it done, send it back to them. So I try to make things so that we can even do tax returns pretty much completely remotely, all electronically, just through secure portals. So we try to do stuff like that to try to stay a little bit more cutting edge than your typical accounting firm. So I'm already trying to research and see the little pieces of that puzzle that didn't work quite as nice as I wanted to figure out ways to improve it. We had so many issues. Not at the beginning of the year, we had some issues with the calendar where we use Google calendars. Mm-hmm. We use Google Workspace. And we had one of the people in this office was, so everybody has their own calendar and they're all like color coded, but on everybody's computer, everybody's colors are different. And there was one person that we didn't realize until like a month and a half into tax season that her color on her computer was the same color as my color on her computer. So she was booking appointments to her calendar and thought they were on my calendar. And there were so many days where I'm sitting with clients and people were coming in like, I have an appointment. And I'm like, no, you don't. Like, we just started, it became like a joke where we were like, who's the mystery guest going to be today? Thankfully she was like the backup person for making appointments. So it didn't happen as often as you'd think, but so we're trying to make sure that kind of stuff doesn't happen. But
so one of the things I was thinking about is like when we were talking about rents being high, like downsizing, but when you're talking about this, I'm like, you're making these changes and you got to wait until like, I don't know,
9 months from now
to see if it works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then sometimes the thing that sucks is that you'll get a month in and be like, that change sucked. Abort. But it's like you're at that point where you're so freaking busy that like it's hard to then tweak that change. So a lot of times it's like, fuck it. Yeah, forget doing that. Stop. It's
you're like an NFL team with one game.
Yeah, it's not good.
Scrap.
Yeah, it's tough. And when you're in the thick of it, man, it's so hard to come up for air. But we learned a lot. We did, we had a good year. Very little drama. It was good. It was a good year.
That's always good. Eliminating drama to me is better than money sometimes.
Yeah.
Drama in a workplace is the worst.
Yeah.
Yeah,
even
especially when you're the one on top, because like you have to hear it, you have to deal with it, but you really can't get involved in it. Like as much as I'd like to be like, all right, look, listen up. Everybody, get the fuck out. You're just not allowed to do that.
Do you have and I think I know the answer, but are you ever like, I find myself, I'll be with a client at my desk. Now my my desk faces the front door, so I can see reception, I can see the lobby, and there'll be something going on, and I'm sitting here with this client doing their taxes, listening to what's going on at the front counter, and I know exactly what issue is going on. They can't find something, or somebody's asking a question and they don't know the answer to it, and I'm trying to do this, but I'm like, I gotta go solve that problem, and you can't just like let them do it.
Yeah.
Do you ever have that issue?
All the time. When I always feel like when I'm there, they just ask you because you're there. But if I wasn't there, like they call me maybe once a week, twice a week. Usually something I forgot to do, something's not ready for the customer. But like they never call me with the stupid stuff. But when I'm there, they ask me because it's just easier. The human nature.
Yeah.
Plus, it's our shit.
I'm guilty of it though. Like even if they're out there handling it, I'm always like, I need to interject. Like I need to go out there, and you're creating that monster.
A lot of times our customers will like walk in, and we've talked about this before. They're like, "Can you get Joe?" Like they don't even like ask the counter girl, and they're like, I'll walk up and they're like, "So we had a really nice dinner, and I got a side salad, balsamic vinaigrette. I spilled a little." And I'm thinking, I don't need the backstory of what you ate for dinner.
How was the salad?
Yeah. You know, besides the shooting, Mrs. Lincoln, how was the play? But I feel like that's what makes us successful.
Yeah. How about, you're lucky people don't just come behind the counter to you.
I've had that happen before.
I'll have people in here, I'll be on like a Zoom call. So there's not somebody at my desk, but I don't always shut my door.
Right.
But I've learned that you got to shut the door, because I'll have clients that just come in, they see me through the window. They just come in, sit down. I'm like, I'm on a call.
Yeah. The windows are sweet in your office, but you probably wish they weren't there.
Yeah.
So like my dry cleaning machine and the desk that I do, like a lot of my computer work at is, if you're sitting in our drive-through, you can see me.
Yeah.
So like I always will play a game sometimes if it's someone that I don't want to talk to, or I know there's an issue that I don't want to address right then and there, I'll like sneak behind the cleaning machine and like wait to see if they've left. And sometimes they just pull over and walk right in. They're like, hey, you know. So
yeah, I saw the car outside. I know you're in there.
Yeah. So it's one thing about being on McKnight Road too, is very accessible.
Yeah.
People know where you are. It's not like a landscaper where you're at different houses all day long. Like if they have a problem with Jerry, they know exactly where you are.
Yeah.
It keeps you accountable though. So you got through the tax season, making changes.
Yep.
So how about you, man? How was your April?
Yeah, it started out shitty, so I got rear-ended. Shout out to Angel Kuhn, previous guest. Yeah, it's done. Waiting for insurance to take care of that. So that was down. I guess you could say a downgrade, but to me, it's an upgrade from a cash flow perspective. Get rid of the rich, expensive vehicle. Get something more practical with a truck, and then cash flow. Right. So it's improving cash flow was the genesis of that. So that's all fixed up. Filed taxes as a customer of Jerry. I thought that process was super easy from a website perspective. I built those during the day, so that was pretty cool. Jenna knocked it out of the park. Very professional. Got some good news there. So it's 2022 was my largest tax bill ever. 23 was much better. Positive. If my wife's listening, she thinks we owed money, but that is not true. We'll see if she's made it through this far. But if you did, Tiff,
she stopped listening half an hour ago.
We actually got a refund, so I'm not going to share that with you. But let me know if you hear this part. But sitting down with Jerry a couple years ago, talking tax strategies and things, and going strictly from a W-2 perspective for fucking 15 years or something, and trying to get away from that is it's the biggest challenge of my life. But I think you should be doing those types of things at 40. So taking tax code, using it to my advantage. Been able to generate a refund, so that's good. Doing the debt snowball method, so you see all these TikTok people, Dave Ramsey I'm alluding to, but There's Kiyosaki out there who strictly preaches. I mean, he preaches a lot of things, but he's more of use debt to buy assets. You know, we've heard some people come on here and talk about that. So these strategies do work. So like from my perspective, it's gone from a W-2. They call them financial handcuffs. You know, a salary's a drug. You know, you get a bonus every year. I know how much I'm going to pay in taxes every year. Nothing really changes. Nothing changes. So you go to an LLC where you have operating income, expenses, tax write-offs, things of that nature. So setting up a side hustle has worked from that standpoint, to where we're very in the red year one by design, buying all the things you think you need. Year two, building income. Year three, we'll probably post small profit and then start buying some assets. It's kind of the game plan. It's a 3-year layout. Would I like to quit my job tomorrow? Yeah, absolutely. But, you know, with a wife and kids and a mortgage, not exactly feasible. But, you know, we sit down 5 years from now, maybe we're there. The other thing, I guess, like when we always talk about what COVID did to us. Specifically, I had my son 2 months after COVID started. Was able to borrow a lot of money at very good rates, refinance my mortgage. I'm at like 2.6 or something. Bastard. So it's, but we also did a 15-year. So I was trying to get, you know, I'm building equity a lot faster. I wanted to be out of the mortgage game altogether by the time I was 50. So that's moving along, but that is a larger payment than other things. And then you've seen credit card debt skyrocket for most people. I know from my perspective, we're sitting down here at the end of April. I've slashed about 20,000 off of mine. So it's
good for you, man.
We've skipped some vacations. My wife and I usually do some big anniversary things, but we're buckled down. It's not sexy, but I like looking at credit cards with zero balances right now. So I think by the time I turn 40 here in July, I'll be sitting pretty good. And that's kind of what we're building to. So,
yeah, a lot of those guys talk about deferring satisfaction, right?
Yeah, it's tough.
Yeah,
it's a tough mindset. And there's, they call them, not that I wear golden handcuffs, but you see middle-class people, right? They get settled into a lifestyle. They have a certain salary. They have certain expenses. They like to go do certain things, and they never get the financial freedom or the say-so like you guys have to do anything about it. So
the guy I used to work with when I first got out of college, got my first accounting job, and I'm friends with him to this day. He used to say, we used to always talk about, I always wanted to get out of corporate. Mm-hmm. There's always a means to an end. And I wanted to own my own company. And he used to always say, do it. He goes, you don't want a job. It's a job. A job just stands for just over broke.
Yeah.
They keep you just over broke.
Yeah. And then we won't get too political, but my wife's, she had student loans. I never had student loans. If you would ask me this a month ago, I would have said, fuck it. Because I worked my way through college. Right. I paid for my education. I don't believe that should be forgiven by anybody, but her loans were forgiven. When I sat down, ran the numbers with her, she had paid off the principal. She'd just been paying interest for like the last 3 years. We can get into a whole debate on the pluses and minuses of student loan forgiveness, but from my standpoint, I'm gonna take that $180 some a month and throw it into what we're doing now. But I don't think, my personal opinion is, people should get things for free. You sign up for college, you got to pay for college.
You got the job that college provided you.
Exactly. You know? So there's, but do I get the money that I paid for tuition back? No. So like, where's the line drawn there? There's a lot of money going out from the government perspective. We saw stimuluses and all this type of stuff going on. See a lot of inflation right now.
So before COVID, remember that, like maybe 2011, there was that $600 stimulus that everybody got.
Yeah. You
so
felt rich.
Yeah, my Facebook feed was like, hey, you remember that $600 you got? You're paying it back with 43% interest in your next tax return.
Yeah.
You know? So my thoughts is like I was forced into business for myself because I knew what I could accomplish and what I could make and what I was worth, and nobody was willing to pay me what I was worth because I didn't have a college degree. Yeah. But if I'd have known that, hey man, just go to college, it's free. So it might have been a little different.
I would have went to Harvard.
Yeah. So I have a little bit of a unique perspective on that.
Yeah.
My college debt is the reason I started a business.
Yeah.
Because it was the only fucking way I was going to be able to pay my student loan payment.
Right.
It was a side hustle. So I agree that my student loan debt or anybody else's student loan debt shouldn't be on any other taxpayer.
Yeah.
That's goes without saying. I will say that the major overall problem with the student loan industry, which the talking heads and in Washington, D.C. don't want to talk about, is that they caused the problem to begin with. They guaranteed the loans. They made it so that you can't bankrupt out of them.
Yep.
They made it easier. They made it so that it was harder to say no to a student because it's guaranteed. So all these student loan companies, Sallie Mae, Navient, all these student loan companies went out and thought, well, we have no risk here because this is backed by the feds.
Yeah.
So they thought we can give this out to anybody. So they were giving out tens and hundreds of thousands of dollars to students. So if money, it's supply and demand, right? So if money is easy to get, what happens to the price of college? Goes through the roof.
Yeah.
So now all these universities are charging. When I went to Pitt, it was $7,800 a semester to go to Pitt.
I just heard Penn State's $50,000, $27,000 a semester.
It was
Pitt's
like $4,000, and that was my entire summer.
Pitt's up
so
there.
It was,
Pitt's up there. It's ridiculous.
Yeah,
how
you
much
literally can't save enough
you
money.
You just emailed me about some scholarships and I was looking at the numbers there, and I was like, there is no way I would sign up for college.
Yeah, 10 years ago, our scholarship was significant. It would pay for books, for the first semester for a kid.
Yeah.
And we can only afford to give so much. But I'm thinking in my head, I'm like, and I don't know if this is my desensitization of what money is, but I'm thinking $500.
Right.
Tank of gas, it might get him to college.
Right.
If he goes out of state, he might not even make it there on $500.
Get it there. Right.
So
that was a whole meal plan.
Right. The colleges, the colleges have gotten greedy.
The colleges have gotten greedy. I remember when I finished at Pitt last year, they were building I went to Pitt Greensburg. They were building a non-denominational church on campus so that they could sell wedding packages there and have a place for photography. I'm like,
sweet.
You're a non-profit organization looking for somewhere to spend my money. What are we talking about here?
Right.
Yeah. So these universities are making kids take classes that are completely irrelevant to what they want to do to go to school.
Right.
So kids are wasting money taking bullshit classes, taking classes longer than 4 years because they have to take these bullshit classes and they're changing their major. I know all about that. Spending so much money to go to school that with guaranteed money they cannot get out of, that if they stop paying, the student loan companies have the power to garnish your wages, garnish your Social Security. They can take your money.
Yeah.
Forever. They have too much power. And I think that, so first of all, Washington doesn't want to talk about the fact that they caused this problem. They just want to talk about how they all want to swoop in and solve it by eliminating the debt. Eliminating the debt doesn't fix it because now you're just basically robbing taxpayers that paid their loans or didn't go to college to pay for ones that did. That's not fair. You want to solve the problem, let kids bankrupt out of them. It's going to make a massive correction because now the student loan companies are going to stop giving loans. which is going to then make the university enrollments go down, which is going to make them have to lower the tuition.
Yep.
And if Washington is serious about trying to solve a problem using taxpayer money, did you know that you're allowed to write off student loan interest on your tax return, right?
Yep.
But only $2,500. Only $2,500 whether you're single or if you're married. So not $5,000 if you're married, $2,500 if you're married. Do you know how many kids are paying more than $2,500 a year in interest on student loans, especially now because a lot of those private loans are variable rates and are now charging 17, 18, 20% on student loans? Do you know how much money these kids are paying in interest? How about allow them to deduct the full dollar amount of student loan interest?
Yeah.
And see what that does to the tax revenue. They want to do something? Do that.
Well, I think that they know that they know that we're eventually going to be staring down the barrel at a $25 minimum wage.
Yeah.
Right. So their tax dollars the money coming in from $25 is a lot more than
it's a mess, man.
The thing is that they'll never do anything.
Yeah.
Because the whole thing is that, and you hate to say it, is that every 4 years they promise that they're going to do it, and if they did it, what would they promise the next 4 years?
Yeah. You said earlier about a job is just over broke. The government wants to just keep us all just over broke.
Yeah, they want to keep that carrot. And if you ever get the carrot, they don't have anything to lead you on to the next election.
Right. And that's why they're scared to death of people like us.
Yeah.
Because God forbid, someone walks into my store and pays me cash and I go buy something down the street with it and they don't know about it.
You can't even, so many places you can't even use cash.
Right. We don't take cash.
No, we're cashless.
Yeah, cashless. It's too dirty. We've talked about it before.
Yeah.
It's too much disease.
It is. It's gross.
You ever try to use it?
You smell your hands after?
Yeah. It's gross. You ever count out like 5K and you're like, man, it smells like shit in here.
I've never had that much cash.
You got to put it in a gun safe just so it doesn't stink up your house.
Right.
I've never had that much cash.
Thank God I have one of those.
And now a brief word from our sponsor.
This episode of Between Two Bridges is sponsored by Paymark Payroll. Are you tired of spending countless hours juggling payroll calculations, tax filings, and compliance regulations? Well, say goodbye to that chore and let Paymark Payroll take the burden off your shoulders. With our secure online portal, you can access your business information from any internet location, even your phone. Employees will love the ability to receive direct deposits, and they can access all their pay stubs, tax forms, and information through their own portal. Focus on growing your business while we take care of the rest. With top-notch customer support, we're always here to assist you with anything, at any time. Don't let payroll stress hold you back. Choose Paymark Payroll and experience the freedom to thrive. Contact us at payyourpeople.com for a personalized consultation and a demonstration of our powerful payroll solutions and see how Paymark Payroll can better your workflow. That's payyourpeople.com. Join the growing list of satisfied businesses that have embraced the convenience and efficiency of Paymark. Payday made easy. Your business deserves nothing less than the best, and that's exactly what Paymark Payroll delivers. Now back to the show.
Penn's eliminated from the playoffs. Joey, how do you fix that team?
Well,
your owner tomorrow. What are you doing with that team?
I don't know. Obviously Sullivan's stories.
Firing the coach?
Yeah.
Start with the coach.
You got to be respectful in doing it. He brought you 2 cups. He changed the culture.
Respectful in coaching.
Slip. Just talk to him. Say it's time to make a change.
All right.
First year, the GM's not going. GM went last year, right?
Okay.
So he's staying.
Goaltending's some questionable moves, right?
Yeah, I think what it boils down to is goaltending cost us again.
Yeah.
I heard somebody say the other day man, we should have kept Fleury.
Yeah,
I agree. I agree that
he may not have won a cup. But
hindsight's 2020. But you got the core there, and the core is the core. And
you're keeping all of them.
I think you do. 94 points for Crosby this year.
Yeah, he's untouchable, but the other two.
Yeah, you're gonna have to have a conversation with Malkin, see if he'll go down to like a third line, try to rebuild the top two
at his price.
Nowadays, it's not that much money. What's he making? 7?
Something like that. Yeah.
Was he still on the 7.1 deal? Crosby was 8.7. Remember that?
I think they got matching deals.
Yeah. Okay. When he started, I guess it was 8.7 and 7.1 or something, and then they matched. But I think they're in a bad spot with ownership at Fenway Group.
Yeah. What's up with that, huh?
You know, when we needed to beat the Bruins, they came and kicked our asses and knocked us out of the playoffs.
That's embarrassing.
But yeah, I mean, it's ebbs and flows with sports. You know, you're not going to be good forever. You're not going to be hopefully to be bad forever. But
it's a rough year for Pittsburgh, bud.
Yeah, it's not looking good.
At the draft.
Draft's coming up
any day now. What do you think there, Joe?
I haven't really paid attention to it. There's too much out there. You know, they're going to pick who they want to pick. They're not going to listen to Joe on Between Two Bridges. I'm like, get a center, get that kid from Oregon. You know, they're going to take who they think's their guy. Obviously, they're like the Steelers is just their draft thing's not their thing.
Yeah.
You know, unfortunately, they had a great run at it for all those years, and then the replacement to Pouncey was Kendrick Green, and you know, Kenny Pickett's gone, and
I like the changes they made. I was a Kenny Pickett fan. I held out. I don't think we saw his full potential. I don't know if he's ever franchise quarterback material, but I don't think we saw his full potential here. I agree with that.
I think he got a raw deal here.
I don't think anybody could have performed at their full potential under Canada. And then if you look at the 5 quarters that he played without Canada, he actually played pretty well before he got hurt. I mean, yeah, he had his faults. There's no doubt about it. I get it. And I think that we might be better off next year with the moves that we made. But so I'm optimistic. I'm actually pretty impressed. We made very non-Steeler like moves this offseason.
It's a new regime there too, a new GM.
Yeah, Omar's not messing around.
The con man.
He's not messing
back
around.
to the Penguins, man. I just think that with them missing the playoffs, I mean, that's a ripple effect because for what they made it for 18 years. These bars in Pittsburgh all around, even
they banked on that.
Yeah, them just like bartenders were ready.
They had those outdoor events too.
Yeah, the big screen.
Watch parties. That's all.
Yeah, you figure if the Pens are playing, especially nowadays, because the Pens are kind
millions of dollars. I mean.
And it's a little different probably now because you have to pay for that channels. Not everybody has Pittsburgh Sports Network.
Oh, yeah.
So if the games weren't on ESPN, people would be like, hey, let's go to the bar, watch the game.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you get 2 dozen chicken wings. If you're me, you drink 15 beers.
Wings are expensive, man.
Yeah. I mean, it's that's not good for the all-around economics of Pittsburgh. You know, we bank on those sport teams.
They do. We do.
Pirates were killing it. Not so much now. They got a series coming up against Boston, another Boston team about to come kick our ass. Been dealing with that my whole life for now.
Yeah.
So, but I don't worry about the Pirates. I mean, I just hope they don't mail it in and wait for Skeens to get here. It's like, bring them now.
Yeah.
Like right now.
I don't know.
So, I mean, wow. He'd probably come up and he'd have like a 32 pitch count, you know? Jones was at 59 pitches.
That's terrible.
And it's like, he gets paid to do this for a living. Could you imagine if like Tiger at Augusta hit his like 73rd golf ball of the round and was like, fuck it, I'm out.
I'm done.
I hit my hit count. I'm out. Which is a cool story too. Speaking of the Masters, president of Huntington Bank, Neil Shipley's, his mom, the lady that is the president of Huntington Bank, her son competed in the Masters. He was a Central grad, I think 2019.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
He was the low am. He made the cut, and he played Sunday at Augusta with Tiger Woods.
Oh yeah,
yeah. So little
Local
Pittsburgh.
boy.
Yeah, he had a kid graduated 2022 from Central on the bag, and had to be a whirlwind experience for him to be there. And not only is it hard to get a ticket to go to the Masters, you know.
Yeah, but to play
it, you'll probably never meet someone that played it. I mean, we knew the guy from. What was the credit card? He just passed away. Shanahan. He actually got an opportunity to play it.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, and that's like 1 degree of separation for me, but like, there's just not too many opportunities to go play down there.
Yeah.
But media credentials is a way to play. Yeah, because they have a drawing and a girl.
To play?
Oh, yeah, a woman that was a newscaster from somewhere she won the drawing for media day and got to play, and it was her first round of golf she's ever played.
What if she sucks? What if he sucks?
Dude, you just go for a walk. You know, sacred ground. I mean, they say you don't even see squirrels at Augusta because it's like that intense that like they probably just shoot them. Like there's not there's a policy there that if you find a weed on the grounds, like a not like weed, but like a dandelion, they'll pay you $100.
Is that right?
Yeah, that's how pristine it is.
Why is that the most? How did that become the master?
So Oakmont has had 10 U.S. Opens.
Yeah.
This past Masters was the 88th. And it's always been like played at the same space.
Gotcha.
So it's an elite club, always has been. And they're bringing in revenue every year.
And they got their own tax rule, Jerry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Augusta rule.
And they actually will close down in June. Like you can't go down there in July and play golf. They're getting ready for next year's Masters. There's just a very small window of them being open.
Really?
Yeah, so it's wild. I mean,
it's wild.
And you watch it on TV, it's gorgeous. It's absolutely gorgeous.
It is.
And like, I forget who it was. They hit a ball into the azaleas, and I'm like, that was me or my friends.
Since
we're hacking that fucker out. And like, they're
sending a guy with white gloves.
Well, they arrested a guy for taking sand out of one of the sand traps because it's like a bleached sand, and he like took a valve of it, and then he missed his private jet.
Someone got kicked out for running.
Yeah,
you're not allowed to run.
No cell phones on the ground.
Meanwhile, what was the waste management?
They're throwing beer cans. That's a whole different crowd there. But one of the things I think's really cool about
Vegas,
Phoenix.
Yeah. Okay.
But Augusta has no cell phones on the ground. So when you watch it, and now that I say this, next year when you watch it, it's so cool to watch people just watch the golfers.
Right.
Because if you watch the Open, everybody's got their phones up and they're missing out on watching it.
Yeah.
And I'm terrible at taking pictures.
I always do that. Like I'll pull out my phone to video something, and I'm always like, I'm never gonna watch this video.
Concerts.
I'm just gonna put this down and I'm gonna enjoy the concert.
It drives me nuts at a concert. Yeah. It's like, first of all,
you're never gonna watch that again.
It's gonna sound like shit.
Yeah, we're not gonna have even Matthew can't even fucking make it sound good. It's gonna sound like shit. You know you were there.
Yeah.
And like, who cares if you were there? Your friends don't care. They know you were there.
You send it to somebody. Like people send you that video. I'm like, I can't even understand what this video is.
Or fireworks.
Yeah.
Look at these fireworks.
If there was a fire that broke out and you wanted to film it, if Taylor Swift's stage caught on fire, and
that's worth him filming.
Yeah. But like,
have you gone to any of these stand-up guys that actually make you lock up your phone?
Chappelle did that.
So Chappelle did it. Yeah. We went to see Rogan. He did it.
Good for them.
I think I saw Tom Segura. I think he did it too. They give you these like little pouches, and it's got.
Why do you not just take someone else's pouch?
So you keep your pouch.
Oh, all right.
So they give you this pouch, and it has one of those those retail things on it, like a
Ziploc thing or whatever.
Well, like a metal magnet.
It's like those magnet things you get at like at Macy's or something, so you don't steal shit.
Yeah.
And it keeps it shut, and so you have your pouch and you keep it in your pocket, so you can feel your phone's vibrating, and you're like,
can't do shit.
You can't do anything.
It's tough for parents.
How do you open it?
It is. Well, when you walk out, and I'm thinking, we saw Rogan at PPG Paints, so that fucking place was
packed. This is going to be a cluster.
And I'm like, everybody in here needs their phone out of this fucking pouch.
Yeah.
We're going to be in here forever. I'll tell you what, dude, we left that place faster than a Pens game, and they had people at every single door, and they were like, you give them the pouch, they were like, faster.
Okay,
they had your phone
like
out.
Thing.
It was so fast, and you were out the door, and you had your phone. You were gone.
I mean, I guess they got to protect their shit.
Yeah,
well, they don't want people filming their stuff and then putting it online, and then taking shit out of context, and then they end up getting canceled because they got some joke out of context.
Yeah,
and everything
Chappelle. Some lady. I don't think they actually locked him at Chappelle. It was the beginning of that, but he was like, grab her phone. He was like. Like, shit, dude, that's gonna be on the internet now, bro.
Yeah, but it was weird though. Like, it was me and Amber, my wife, and the kids were with probably one of our parents or whatever. But it was like we could feel our phones buzzing, and we're like, "Are they
Alive.
okay?" Now I have a watch now, so I'll be able to see like
What the messages are.
Yeah, but the whole thing, they don't want you recording shit. I get it.
Comedians are some of the best business owners in the world.
Yeah,
Like the way they market themselves, these guys all talk.
Yep.
The business of it is pretty fluid.
Yep.
And they all help each other.
Yeah.
Well, I shouldn't say they all do. The good ones do.
the good ones. There's like and how about? I mean, we're sitting here on a podcast that a lot of it is inspired by how much they have, like, especially that core, the Segura and Rogan and Kreischer. They have this like group of guys that all have podcasts. They all go on each other's podcasts, and I mean that's a big part of their success.
Yeah. It's like, yeah, they're actually smarter than they look, right?
Oh my God, yeah.
Like Bert's he's a funny guy, and I mean, I don't think he's drinking as much now, but like he used to get ripped and like the Machine movie, but like he's always been building his brand. He's done it better than like Service Matt. Like he's like,
he's definitely got a brand. That's always cracks me up too. Rogan always talks about nobody should listen to me. I'm an idiot. I'm an ape. But if you listen to him, like he has some of the most brilliant people on there, like fucking physicists and everything else, and he's actually sharp.
Yeah, he'll carry the room with him.
Yeah, he's a sharp guy. He knows a lot. He can sit and have a conversation with somebody that is ridiculously intelligent. But yeah, those guys are way smarter than they try to make themselves out to be.
Other April events we had.
Anybody get you on a good April Fool's joke?
Not this year. I've had some people get me, but
so the draft will be the day. It'll be the day after we air this.
Yeah.
So one of the things that Pittsburgh's doing is they're putting themselves in the running for the draft. And I think
they're about the land one.
Yeah, Point Park would be great, you know. And
where are they going to do it?
In Pittsburgh, they travel now.
Yeah, I know, but do they have an idea where
I
they're
think
gonna host
they
it?
like the way they kind of were pitching it to the NFL was like Point Park.
The university?
No,
Or
like
Point
at
State
the
Park?
point. Yeah, and like utilizing North Shore, and I mean it would be a huge money grab. I mean it's a 3-day event, 4-day event. So
yeah. Well, they've been talking. There's been a lot of rumors, like, you know, obviously we've seen hotels pop up in the city like freaking everywhere within the last 10 years or so. And there's been a lot of talk that a lot of that has to do with the fact that they're trying to put a bid in for a Super Bowl here.
Yeah.
Which I don't know if we'll ever get, because
I think the weather is shit.
The weather.
They did the one in New York and it fucking rained and it was terrible.
They typically try to find places with a dome so the weather's not a factor.
Minnesota had one.
Right.
And like 30 below.
They had a dome.
Yeah, they have a dome.
So the other thing that's going on, speaking of hotels, is the convention center, since they built it, is to have a hotel attached to it. But they can't find anybody to come in and actually do the hotel.
Yeah. I mean,
where's it supposed to be?
I don't know. I was trying to figure that out, but it makes the most sense. Like, if you have a conference and you just want to come in for 2 days for the conference, and you don't want to walk around and do all that shit, you just go down and do your thing, especially if you're working.
Have you been downtown? It's a shithole.
Yeah, it's bad.
Like, I have to go there 2 or 3 days a week, and it's
just vacant. Or
it's vacant.
There's nothing open.
And the people that are down there,
yeah,
it's not people working anymore. It's just people that are just there to hang out. It's homeless people. It's
There's one street I was down there when I got my new teeth, and I got like turned around and like I went down. It was one way. And it looked like I was driving through a fucking restaurant. There was tables on both sides of the street. And I'm like,
Penn Avenue.
Okay, is that what?
Yeah,
and that was the COVID thing. And I'm like, this was great, but like, this sucks.
Yeah, well, they converted that years ago. Now that it's the 1 lane and a bike lane.
Yeah.
That was a Bill Peduto thing,
That's
right?
a Peduto thing, yeah. So then now it's a bike lane. So it's a complete clusterfuck.
Yeah, I drive
rush hour.
2023 Kia Soul. I couldn't imagine going down through there in a garbage truck.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a cluster down there, but there's lots of room for the bikes.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's cool.
It sucks because Pittsburgh was on the up.
We've gone down there and had dinner and sat down there. I mean, it's cool. Like on a nice night, it's cool to sit down there on the sidewalk.
16
and stuff.
nice nights we get.
Yeah,
rain.
But you go down there like now, and you can't sit out there because you get hassled.
Yeah, it's terrible.
It's not great.
It's like Mexico.
It's not good down there, man.
April is not good. OJ died.
Oh,
OJ Simpson, the juice.
Yeah,
Do you think he was guilty, Jerry?
Yeah.
100%.
didn't he write a book that said "If I Did It"?
So he wrote the book "If I Did." I just saw something about this. He wrote the book "If I Did It," and then he got sued again or something by the Goldman family, and they took the rights to the book and published it. I Did It.
Oh no shit.
Yeah.
So I saw a ridiculous breakdown of athletes that have had speeding problems and got pulled over.
Yeah.
And like that Ruggs, and there was a couple guys racing cars
Ruggs
recently.
has the record.
And then at the end it said OJ Simpson 50 miles per hour. So that was a hell of a day. And you know that, what was it, June 6th, 1994? Arnold Palmer was getting ready to retire here in Oakmont.
Yeah.
They cut his presser to give the verdict, I think.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it was a crazy day.
yeah, so I mean, I have no predictions on the draft, who we're gonna take. I know that now Pittsburgh's worse off for not the Penguins being in, and apparently there's a ton of homeless people down there. Keep up the good work.
A lot of the companies down there, though, are trying to push their employees to come back.
Yeah,
because the city's pushing the employers to do it. And I know they've had meetings with the CEO of PNC and BNY Mellon, and they're trying to push those companies to get people to stop working from home so that they can try to bring business, because they think that's going to...
I love it. I love it.
I don't know.
Get them back in the office.
Yeah.
Get them all back.
Yeah.
Suit and ties.
Keep my thoughts to myself.
That was a lot of... That was... I mean, when I worked down there, I mean, the charm of working down there was that you'd go to lunch with your friends and go to different places, and it was a cool place to work, but...
I mean, think about what your attire that you wear to work now. Your job 10 years ago, you'd be wearing a suit and tie every day.
Mm-hmm.
So
I wear jeans.
That's why we pivot. We're gonna pivot
at home. Cut my grass at the same time. But
I was on. I'm not a big. I mean, dry cleaning business doesn't lend for a lot of webinar meetings and stuff like that. But,
so you're pushing for it.
Yeah. Well, I had one yesterday. And I'm such a rookie when it comes to it that I was turning my face on, and then I was like, no, I was working, and I was like, turn that off. Then I muted myself, and I was like pressing pants and like ripping shit apart. And I was like, this is the best. Like, you could get so much done working from home. Like, like when do you find? Yeah, like when do you find all the time to do this shit? Well, I do while I'm working.
Right.
And there's culture, like Americans always been in the 40-hour work week, but like other countries aren't like that. Like, go home early, be with your family.
Yeah.
So how about, I have a client that I work with that took that to a whole new level, and there's a whole fad now of overemployed. Have you heard about that? Their people will get multiple full-time jobs that all work from home.
We talked about this on an episode. Yeah.
Did I?
He has like 3 full-time jobs.
He has 3 full-time jobs. None of the jobs know of each other. He has no social media presence whatsoever.
It's not me.
It's not him. Yeah.
Can we get him on a show?
No, he is completely anonymous.
Yeah.
His family doesn't even know he does it. He has to be, his wife knows. He has to be completely anonymous because he can't let any of the other jobs know, or he'll
get
lose
fired.
Yeah. But he has 3 very high-paying jobs.
Yeah.
They're all in different industry.
Not really.
No.
Wouldn't it be funny if he had to be a witness in court against the other? And he'd be like, I have a conflict of interest. They're like, what's your interest? He's like, I work for both you.
So he has to monitor his calendar so he doesn't have Zoom calls with both at one time. And, I mean,
that's hustling, man.
Yeah, this dude's...
So if one job is just over broke, what's 3 jobs just killing it?
Fucking killing it. Yeah.
Oh, that's funny. And you know what's crazy? If he can keep it going long enough, he'll have 3 pensions.
Right.
Wow. Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah.
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 And he probably gets kickbacks because he doesn't take health care from all of them.
No, he has exactly, and the companies he's working for, and I'm not going to say, they all are big companies that all have individual perks. Okay, like nice employee perks, discounts and things like that. So he's like killing it.
Yeah, he's obviously good at what he does.
Living his best life. Just making out on the deal. And he's like, man, I really hope that if I get caught, this is the one that doesn't catch me because I like this one the best.
Yeah, man. So, I mean, April is a good month.
What do we got in May, gents? I got my son's birthday.
What's his birthday?
May 6th.
May
It'll be
6th?
4.
I got my son turns 5.
First term.
My son turns 5 May 18th.
Yeah.
I was supposed to go to a bachelor party that weekend, but
Yeah.
I've been trying to swindle my way out of the birthday thing, but the birthday doesn't change, and buying the business the building kind of crushed that. So sorry, Fed.
Is this how you're announcing that you're not going?
I texted him. I said, and I'm the personality that like I might wake up on May 18th and be like, "Happy birthday," and get on a plane and end up in Chicago Saturday night.
Yeah,
like I'm not phoning it all the way in.
Yeah,
stay tuned.
May 4th, we have our, I think, 18th annual Texas Bandana Invitational at Bird's Foot.
Nice.
Oh boy.
So a couple guys we went to school with, they've been doing it since we graduated, but they're a little older. No, I guess, remember that game where you'd play like where you would be like what street you grew up on and what your first pet name was? That's your porn name? Well, I think it was Chuck Texas and Danny Bandana. So that's how just the Texas Bandana Invitational. It'll be a good time, and then the end of the month we have Memorial Day wrapping everything up.
Yeah.
We have some solid guests coming up here in May.
Yeah, some good ones.
Some people might not. They're not like Bon Jovi big, but in industry in Pittsburgh, they're big. So if we can get Bon Jovi by the end of the month, I'm in. We do know a guy. No, there's Norman Nardini is a Pittsburgh artist.
Yeah.
That is boys with Bon Jovi.
Let's get him.
He's from, Norman Nardini was from McKeesport, Pennsylvania.
Norm.
The undercover lover is what they called him. Side note, my daughter's favorite music to listen to when she was a baby.
Yeah.
Bon Jovi?
No, she would listen to Norman Nardini on vinyl. He'd sing this song, Burning Up. She couldn't make it through it. She'd be sleeping.
So, Jerry, you're past the tax deadlines and all that. What's next, man? I know it does not stop for you. So
no, it doesn't. I get caught up on all the shit that I put off in the last 4 months.
Yeah.
Here's my list.
Yeah. All the clients that were like, I'm not going to bother them. They're all calling me now.
Yep.
No, so we got some catching up to do with some things. I have a conference coming up for that I'm going to go to. The software we use for accounting, our bookkeeping and accounting software and payroll software is having a conference.
That's in May, right?
Next month, yep. Down in San
coming?
Antonio.
It's right off, right?
It's right at Tech.
I thought we were going.
Yeah, let's go.
What day is that?
I don't remember.
Better not be the 18th or the 6th or we're out.
Yeah, I'll have to let you know. But that's in San Antonio for a few days, so we're going to go down there. And
are you taking the wife?
No, just me.
Oh,
you taking the vet?
No, I'm flying, dude. No, I'm flying, but I'm gonna go down and try to learn some things. And what else we got going on in May? Just I'm going. That's it. Just catch up work and
get the kids done with school.
Yeah, get the kids done with school, and
to our wives at home, buckle up, baby. Tax season's over and kids at home all summer. That's tough.
Yeah.
I get more 2:30 text messages in the summer than I definitely do during the school year.
Yeah.
I need a break. And I've learned now that I just respond 10-4, I'm on my way. It's like, I get it,
Yeah.
So
I get it. By Sunday, I've actually told my wife by like a Sunday afternoon, like I'm going, I can't wait to go back to work tomorrow.
I'm not way on vacation. I'm like, it's time.
Yeah. Yeah.
So.
Yeah, those kids can be draining.
If you want to advertise on this show in May, we'll let you.
Yeah, we're working on sponsorship packages.
Yeah, we're open
we're
to
gonna
it.
Start working on some commercials and some stuff like that bring on some sponsors.
Yeah, if you think you have a good story to tell,
we'll figure out if we won Best Pittsburgh podcast.
Yeah, when's that get announced?
I know we're in the top 5. So
yeah,
that's
top
something.
5, and right now it's alphabetical, so we're number 1.
Yeah, number 1.
Not bad. I think voting ends the 25th. right? Am I wrong?
I believe so.
So one day after this, they'll wrap up the voting and they'll see who wants to advertise.
So if you're listening to this and it's the day it comes out, go online, Best Pittsburgh. The link will be in the comments. Nate, make sure it's in the comments.
Yeah.
And vote for us.
And then they'll probably reach out to us and see if we want to advertise.
Yeah.
And if we advertise, we win. That they say it doesn't work like that, but I have a feeling that
That's exactly how it works.
But yeah, it's cool. And so we'll have a fun May here on set, and then June.
We're just gonna kick right into the summer and work on some good guests and some good topics and try to put out some good content.
Yeah, content book till June. If you want to be on the show, reach out.
Yeah.
So put that in the comments. Where the comments go, Nate? Are they down here?
I believe below.
Up here? Oh, they're not even on the screen. You can't just roll one.
I mean, I can put the graphic there. The comments are on the YouTube post or the Apple post or the Spotify post or the Facebook post.
Fuck, Nate. Give me one option. Give me one option, Nate.
Breaking the fourth wall, talking to the producer here.
Yeah.
You can put a hashtag.
I think you should leave this all.
What the fuck are you doing in here?
You should leave this all
This is
in.
the first time.
I like it.
We have a producer. He prefers to be off camera, and he fills in for me.
You've met him.
You got a haircut. Looking
Good.
sharp.
Looks good.
Well, that's about all we have for you. If you made it this far, congratulations.
Yeah, thanks for the
Yeah, I think
support.
this is a good episode, boys.
If you're interested in changing your life, reach out to one of us.
Yeah, let's
You're tired of your 9 to 5 or looking to roll your business into the next tax bracket, if you will.
Fuck that. Taxes? We're done
we
with
don't
taxes.
we don't pay those here, right?
Yeah, you're going to lose a couple returns next year. They'll be like, wait, those guys said you don't even have to fucking file taxes. Like, I didn't even know that was an
I
option.
filed. Wow.
So I'm going to try to figure out how to become a nonprofit. I mean, I'm pretty non-profitable, but a legal nonprofit.
Legal nonprofit.
So, all right, boys. Well, it's been fun as always. Thanks, guys.
See you next time.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening to Between Two Bridges, a business-to-business podcast. Find and follow us on your preferred podcast streaming platform. Like and subscribe, and leave us a rating and review. You can join us socially on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. Yes, we still call it Twitter. You can email the show at info@betweentwobridgespodcast.com. Until next time, make it till you rake it.